Okay, so here's the scoop straight from George R.R. Martin about House of the Dragon, why it sometimes struggles, and why a new spin-off might actually get it right. You know House of the Dragon has been a big hit as the Game of Thrones prequel, but it hasn't been perfect. Fans love it overall, but there's been a lot of debate about how the show changes Martin's original book, Fire and Blood. And guess what? Martin himself has talked about some of the challenges they face adapting his massive, complicated story for TV. One of the biggest talking points has been the blood and cheese storyline. You remember that brutal scene with Prince Jaehaerys Targaryen? Well, the show made some pretty big changes there, like cutting out Prince Maelor Targaryen entirely. In the book, Maelor is super important as one of King Aegon II's heirs, so skipping him means the show's story is going to shift in ways fans might notice down the line. This is just one example of how changing things up can ripple through future seasons. The real issue? Fire and Blood is a tough book to turn into a TV series. It's written like a history book inside the world of Westeros, not a straightforward novel. It's full of different accounts, contradictions, and gaps. For example, the Dance of the Dragons part, the Targaryen Civil War, is under 300 pages, which is actually shorter than the script for House of the Dragon Season 1. So the showrunners have to get creative, adding new scenes and filling in blanks, which means the show can't be perfectly faithful all the time. Martin even said the blood and cheese scene was one of the easier parts to adapt, which is kind of surprising. But overall, inventing new stuff was necessary. So yeah, some changes were always going to happen. But here's the cool part. Martin's really excited about another new spin-off called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, based on his Dunk and Egg novellas. After watching some early footage, he said it's as faithful an adaptation as anyone could hope for. Those stories are way simpler and more straightforward, so they work better on screen without big changes or drama. So basically, Martin's feedback shows why House of the Dragon has a harder time sticking exactly to the books, while A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms seems like it's gonna nail the adaptation. For us fans, that means we can look forward to some really solid, faithful storytelling in that new series, even as House of the Dragon keeps doing its own thing and making its own path. Pretty exciting, right?